Talk about, you brought up the piano lesson. Talk about the sort of, how can I say, the discussion between Christianity and traditional African religion in the piano lesson. What is that struggle? Tell us about that, Dwight.
Well, the piano lesson for me has always been a challenge. I'm still trying to figure out the piano lesson. And in part because there's so many layers of meaning, the importance of the ancestors, the importance of the questions of our heritage that are living and the land, and those kinds of questions, which are themes that run throughout August's work. But then August has Reverend Avery, who wants to start him a church, and he's working downtown getting an elevator so he can, make enough money to get a church that Bernice can then move the piano into his church and he can get started. And so there are levels of critique of traditional black preachers, because remember in piano lesson, what happens at the end? The ghost comes in the house, and then Bernice says, "Go ahead, Avery, get the spirit out." And then Avery gets scared. First he gets scared, then he feels obligated to try to do a feeble exorcism in the midst of all hell breaking out in the house. You have a skeptical boy, Willie, and then all of the stuff is whirling around at the same time. And so the ghosts of the yellow dog that eventually come into the house and kind of vanquish the spirits, Avery's inability to vanquish the spirits with his traditional religion, I think is a powerful commentary that August is creating for us. But I'm not quite sure I've completely been able to interpret all of those levels of meaning. I'm still working on it. So it's only been 20 years, so lighten up, give me a little time.
I mean, almost anecdotally, and we were talking about this coming out, as the sort of new guy in the room, and you all have so many luminaries who've worked together. As you all were greeting each other, it almost felt, and I think somebody referred to the spirit bringing you all together. So it was interesting to me, as much as these religious themes explicitly show up throughout the work in any number of ways, how August's work brought together this sort of spiritual moment for so many that Sister Sonia seems to be testifying to, right? And I think in moving into the work, not only in the piano lessons and beyond, I think the work complicates the assumption that black folk being religious means black folk are being Christian, right? And that a range of traditions provide resources to who black people are and how we come to live, move, and have our being. And black artists more broadly, providing different sort of myths. I mean, I think of the black arts movement as a source and a resource for Wilson and others who inspired him, like Baraka. The idea that black artists might replace the preachers, right? That the black artists might give black people new myths that help us understand who we are on these shores with an African past. That's evident in the appeal to the conjure man or the conjure woman, to the Christian preacher, to the range of ideas that show up throughout the works.